I hope this works today. Fingers crossed, eh? Hello. Today I'm going to be making a bechamel sauce or a white sauce. Now, yesterday was a bit of a disaster in here. I tried to film this yesterday, as I say, but my camera just decided to do what it wanted to do. It would stop filming or film when it shouldn't, or decide to just flip the screen around and film the ceiling, or just not film, just not play. So I'm trying again today, but I've put a new SD card in. I think maybe that was the problem. Bit of a glare there. Yeah, so I think that was a bit of a problem. The one I had in before was 1 terabyte. So I don't know if that was anything to do with it, but I've got a smaller one today, about 500 gigabyte, just to see if that'll work. And so far so good. And it's like I said to my wife, doesn't mean to say the bigger it is, the better it is. If you know what I mean. So in this case, the smaller the better. Anyway, I digress, and enough of this sauciness, and that takes me back to what we're going to be doing today, this white sauce. So I'll show you what we're going to be using. Right, Yahoo! The camera seems to be playing. So today we've got 25 grams of plain flour, 25 grams of butter, 500 mils of milk, and I've got half an onion. There's got a bay leaf studded with 3 cloves. That's called a cloute. But for this I'm just going to call it the onion tea bag, because you'll see why, and that's all it's going to be doing. It's just a tea bag. So we'll get on with it now and make a start. I'm going to put the milk in to warm up. And I'll put my posh tea bag in the milk. Now I just want to bring that to the boil, and then I'm going to turn it off or let it simmer for about 20 minutes. I just want the onion to infuse through the milk. That's why I'm calling it a tea bag. And then we'll be using it from there. You know, this camera really is playing up. Still doing it. Anyway, I digress again. Right, while I'm waiting for the milk to boil, I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm not a big fan of packet sauces. I prefer making my own. I do use them, but I do prefer making my own. I use them for convenience, just like a lot of people. And it's the same with the jars. Not a big fan of them, but I do use them now and again. Just keep an eye on the milk. Yeah, I've always got some of this already made, but I've run out, and that's why I'm doing this today, because I use this quite a lot. I mean, I like anything from a parsley sauce, or make an onion sauce, fry up some onions and put the onions in, or a mushroom sauce. But my favourite one is a pepper sauce, because I love peppery food. But I also use this in pie fillings for the likes of chicken and mushroom pie, or again another favourite one of mine is ham and leek, and just use this sauce, makes it nice and creamy. So anyway, I'm just waiting for this milk to boil because I don't want it to boil over. Nearly there. I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, got the milk boiling. What I've done, I've just put it down to a very, very low heat because I don't want it to boil anymore. I just want the onion to infuse through the milk. As I said to you earlier, it's just like a fancy tea bag. And I'll be leaving that for about 20 minutes just to infuse. So come back to you when this is done. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my fancy onion tea bag out. Grab it. That's done. And over here, I'm just starting to melt the butter to start to make the sauce. Right, butter's melted, so I'll put the flour in. Give it a beat around, let that cook out. I'm looking for it making a bit of a paste. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And I'll just cook that out for about a minute. Right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the milk in, but I'm going to put it in slowly. But first I'll take this off the heat. Just for a second. And I'll just put a little bit of milk in. Give that a stir around. It will get thickened up, as you can see. Just put a bit more in. I'll take it back to the pan and I'll give it a whisk. I'll take it back to the ring, I mean, not the pan, it's already in there. Right, I'm going to keep beating it. It will become smoother. I'll put the rest in. There we go. Now, I'll just let that thicken up. Now let that cook just to thicken up a little bit. Right, so I just keep whisking it because I don't want it to catch or stick to the bottom. And you can see it's starting to thicken up. Nearly there. Right. Just make sure that's sticking. You can just feel it starting to catch on the bottom, that the spatula slides on the bottom. So it's nearly cooked. So another quick way to test if it's a sauce, just get a spoon. If it sticks to the back of the spoon, it's nearly ready. Now, for the sharp eyes out there, you'll see that there's some lumps in there, and there's a piece there that's come off of the onion tea bag. But not worried about the small lumps, because I'm going to do the chefy thing. I'm going to be passing it through a sieve. Right, so I've not seasoned it as yet, but I will now. And I know you're going to say, oh, you should use white pepper. Well, I haven't got any white pepper. I've only got black. And a bit of salt. Give it another stir. See, it's starting to catch. Don't want that. Right, I'll take that off the heat. That's it done. Now, If you leave this off the heat, it will start to go really thick. That's fine, not a problem, because you can keep this up to 3 days in the fridge if you don't use it, but you can also freeze it for up to 3 months, which I do. I just put it into an old takeaway tub. Now, but like I say, I'm going to do the chefy thing, and I'm going to pass it through the sieve to make sure all the lumps are out. So, in a clean saucepan, just going to pass it through the sieve. That'll make it more smooth as well. And I'll probably taste it again for seasoning. Look at that, didn't stick to the bottom, didn't burn it. Yahoo! I usually do. Anyway, get all this out. I'm the Scotsman. Alright, just pass it through. Hey, that's it done. Over there. Alright, I'm going to check it with the seasoning. See what it's like. You can see how thick it's gone now. I'll have a little taste. Just a wee bit more salt. I like my salt. Naughty. There we go. As I say, it's quite an easy sauce to make, bechamel sauce. Doesn't take long. And as I say, you can use this for your base sauce. You can leave it like this and have it with pasta. Or you can, as I say, put fried onions into it. You've got a nice onion sauce, mushrooms, mushroom sauce. With your parsley, garlic, put what you want in it. Experiment. It's all about flavour, it's all about taste, it's all about experimenting. But there we go. I'm probably going to make that into a cheese sauce. As I say, that can keep up in the fridge for 3 days if you're not using it. Put it in an airtight container. Once it's cooled down, put it in the fridge. Or you can freeze it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just let it thaw before you do use it in a pan. And just melt it slowly. And then you've got your sauce all ready to go. So, there we go. It's quick and simple. And of course, when you're making this, you don't have to use your onion tea bag or your clouty. You don't have to use that. You can leave that bit out if you want, just for quickness, and just warm your milk through. But believe me, if you put your onion in with your bay leaf and cloves, it does add that bit of depth to the flavour. And it does give it a lovely taste. So if you have got time, please do that. But as I say, each to their own. You can miss that bit out if you want to. Anyway, that was just a quick simple sauce to make. It's what didn't stick to the pan like it usually does. And also the camera is still working. Yahoo! So hopefully this video will come out alright, but we'll make sure. Anyway, if this is your type of video, give it a thumbs up, or maybe consider subscribing, because I'll be doing a lot more videos on cooking. Not just on cooking, I'll be doing lots of things in the kitchen. Anything from following recipes, following anybody else's recipes, making stuff up as I go along, which I'm good at, or even trialing food, trying new foods from supermarkets or anywhere I can get stuff, and maybe pimping stuff up and see how it comes out. So yeah, if this is your kind of video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. And if you've got any comments to the sauces that you like, please leave them below. I'll be interested to read them, and what you maybe think about packet sauces and sauces in jars. As I say, I don't mind them for quickness, but I do prefer making my own sauce, as long as it doesn't burn and stick to the pan, which it didn't, so I'm happy with that. So as I say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.